Did you know that the Bernina 790 has a stitch that looks like you've stitched by hand? And I'm going to show you which stitch it is, how to get it all set up for your machine, and how easy it is to stitch out. The first thing I'm going to do is actually use foot number 97D. So yes, that is a 1/4 inch foot, but it allows me to see where I'm going. So I'm going to switch it so the machine knows that's the foot I'm on. And the D is going to be the dual feed to help go through and pull all the layers together. So because I am going through batting. Now, since 97 does appear at the end of this list, just a little reminder, touch the 0 to 9, touch in 97, and boom, you're right at that foot. So that's my little shortcut for that. And you can see that it's all cut out. I can see where I'm going. Easy to follow along, even if you want to stitch in the ditch. Now you could put on one of the other feet that could keep you going in the ditch, like foot 10D. That's another one that is a great one. So the hand look quilt stitch is found in the quilting menu, and it's stitch number 1328. Now right here, it doesn't look much different than any other straight stitch, but if you touch the question mark, touch the stitch, this is a reminder of some great tips that will help you get set up. Number one, you have to have clear thread in the needle. And whatever color you want to be shown as the decorative hand stitching, that's actually my bobbin thread. So yes, if you do flip it over, the back side's going to tell that you did not do this by hand, but that's okay. It's going to look really cool on the front. There is a recommendation of maybe a little thicker cotton thread. Experiment. I've actually used many different weights of thread in the bobbin, but the key is that the top thread tension is increased. So watch what happens when we peek at the tension. So right now it starts at 7.5. No problem if it doesn't pull up or give you the look of the stitch I just showed you. You're going to creep that up towards 10. So you can go up a little at a time. Just depends on batting, the needle, your fabric, and your threads. There's a lot of variables going on here. I will tell you this is a manipulated stitch. So if it doesn't turn out perfect the first time, don't be discouraged. You just might need to find the right combination of settings for all the fabric, thread, and batting that could be different than mine. So really, once you have clear thread in the machine, and I'm a fan of putting clear thread on a thread stand. So it is not on the top of my machine right here, but it is on a stand. I'm going to have you peek over here. Right there. So you can see that will allow the clear thread to easily glide into this machine. It's usually a little kinky, and this solves many of those hair pulling episodes that sometimes people talk about. The only thing you do have to kind of plan ahead is that the first couple stitches don't always pull the bobbin thread up right away. So you can see where I started, there's a few openness to those stitches. So that might be something that you might need to actually a plan for. So I'm kind of at the beginning. You can just see how that actually looks. So the way this actually goes is that the stitches go forward and then it goes back. And when it comes back, that's when it's rolling that tension tight and it is yanking the bobbin thread to the top. Now, if you're going around a project, turning a corner is going to take a little practice because you can't do a corner when the thread has been pulled back, because then it's still going to go forward and then do a little kind of forward stitching. So you do need to kind of plan when that actually happens so you don't have an odd looking stitch. So I would recommend that you do a little stitching and then kind of do a little turning of the corners, and until you can kind of get it right, that will be a little bit of a small challenge, but once you do it yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it doesn't take much. I love the needle stopping down and that hover feature so you can get and turn where you want it to go. But doesn't that look great? Again, it looks like hand stitching, but with a 10th, maybe a 50th of the time. So please enjoy. This is one of those stitches that you have to have set up correctly for it to actually look like this. So pick up some clear thread, some good quality clear thread from your local sewing machine retailer, and give it a try. This stitch is got a place on your next project, I'm sure.